Hello everyone, welcome back aboard the Devtastic Voyage, episode 12. We are in the home stretch, and we don't nearly have the game done, but it's okay. No one panic. We're all going to be calm, we're all going to be cool, and we're going to be collected, and we're not going to panic. Right? Anyway, okay, so, what we're going to do today is we are going to finally, for the last 11 weeks of me wasting 15 minutes of your Saturday or whenever you watch these, we are going to finish off the design. And what I mean by that is just that. We are going to finish it. It is going to be done. It's going to be done, dusted, completed. We have 3 choices to fill out. Well, 2. And it's all going to get nice, compacted, and finished. But before I start to ramble too much, we're going to go ahead and start the dev time now. Right. So, the abridged version of all the choices, where we're currently sitting at, we have gotten really fat for a small game, and now we are going to go on a really fast diet for choices. We're going to start at the end, which is a fantastic place to start, because we're going to wind up filling in one of 4 boxes, one of 4 buckets, whatever metaphor I happen to be choosing for the day. And we'll go ahead and just make them nice and shiny and purple, because it's very purpley. Purpley is not a word. Oh, this is madness. Right. So eventually, all this rigmarole has to lead to one of 4 spots. We either skip with Sully, skip with Shadow, skip alone, or skip with Era. Right. That's where choices will land. That's where we do all the calculation. That's where everything will be settled. Now, we have to slim back down to fit to that point. So, how do we get from choice 5, which has been lunch and conversations and all that, to a slimmer choice 6, to then an even slimmer choice 7, to then finally winding up here? Well, let's dive on into Sully's side. So, you've either had a conversation with Shadow, or you've had a conversation with Era, or you sat by yourself and battle planned. So, let's see here. Let's slim this down into outcome if you had a conversation with Shadow, outcome if you had a conversation with Era, conversation with your self, or wind up alone, and same down here, right, and I think we'll do the same for Shadow. Actually, no, because here's what I was thinking, because Shadow has this one creepy storyline, but it winds up ending in a conversation with Sully. So, what we laid out before still works. So, conversation with Sully, conversation with Era, alone. Jesus, I made those mahoosive. Copy. Alright, and we don't need this bit. And then I have an idea We're gonna need another. Do I like that idea? Okay, let me think. And then all these roads will have them lead to one, but this one's gonna be very different depending on how you get there. And then from that one, it'll crisscross and lead back into our 4 buckets. So for here, it'll be, we'll just call this final skip prep. Final skip prep. So for here, we'll final skip prep. Give you one last option to maybe move some buckets around. So for Mr. Suey, let's lay down this last choice. So this first one is if he has a conversation with Shadow. The conversation's already gone on. This is already kind of fallen down a track line pretty much across the board where it's leading towards Shadow. So let's see, what could we have you do? That conversation is really the crescendo of the game. We're going down to the falling action before we hit the climax, who you skip with. So let's give you a way to... I don't really want to give you a way to muck with stuff too much. So, had a conversation with Shadow. Alright. Let's have... So, hold on, let me just... For my own peace of mind, conversation with Shadow leads here, conversation with Shadow leads here. Era leads here. Era leads here. Battle plan leads here. Same here. Oop, I don't need this one because... And then... So... What can we do? What would a high schooler be doing just before we're about to go into the final prep? Okay. Well, gosh, the choice is actually real simple. Well, at the end of the conversation with Shadow, ask Shadow to skip. And conversation error, ask to skip. And for the battle plan, make a move. Alright. So you can choose whether or not you're going to ask them to skip, or so then we can then funnel all that into the final skip prep. Maybe you go decide what you're going to wear, or if you're going to go watch stuff get set up when you're going to go. So it's a minimalist choice, but it's basically gives us time to calculate everything. And yeah, I think that works pretty much across the board. And in the ask to skip, which sounds really broad, we can have it to be like, okay, you're going to tell Era that you're going to go ask Shadow to skip if you're Suli, or vice versa. And same for Shadow. And we can start, basically, final skip rep comes into play here as well. And then, wow. Simple solution, but yeah, that finishes us off. I didn't think we'd be able to do that. Woohoo! Well done, everyone. Doctor. Why am I calling you all doctor? Game designer. Yeah. That is design done. Again, this isn't supposed to be a really mahoosive game, but I think we give you enough flex, and it's really going to come down to getting these dialogue written and conversation set up. So that then takes us into what we're going to do for the next 4 weeks. Let's figure out a final 4-week battle plan. So, big old box, and just for the fun of it, and because it has become the trademark of this show, we need watching over us the glory that is a banana moon. Right. So, final 4-week battle plan. Well, we're design done, so we finished design. Next week, so that will be episode 13. I will have alpha done. What an alpha is it's everything that's going to be going into the game, and I might not be final looking, it may not be working 100%, but everything in-game is going to be done. Like I said, this is a small game, it's relatively coding light, so I will be able to get that done and finished. Then the plan would be for episode 14, have beta done. I am hopeful that by around then, Pink will be able to give me the character art. I will have the background arts done, and we will be basically finished with the game. So come episode 15, we will be doing a launch / wrap up / post-mortem. Yeah. So I can go ahead and stop the time. I didn't actually need the additional time. So thank you all for your continued support of this. That went surprisingly better than I thought it was going to. Game's ready to be put into the pressure cooker, fired up and done. So yeah, next week's going to be interesting to see. Then 2 weeks. And then finally, I'll have a game you guys can actually play. But, yeah. So, how do we wrap this one up? Wait. Before we wrap it up. Montfrere. There is one last piece of business we need to take care of. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. There's one last piece of business we need to take care of. And that is one of our stars, the one and only Hype Man Era, or Aravel, as you'll be clearly seeing it now, is having her birthday after this episode is launched. So, what I would like you all to do, I would like to abuse what limited power I have from running this series, to have everyone watching this find at Aravel on the Twitters and wish her a happy birthday with the hashtag. We need a nice snappy hashtag. Oh, there can only be one hashtag. Birthday hype. I would like to take a special side. I'm going to get a little bit sap here and say a big old thank you to Era. I absolutely adore the 3 people I'm making this game for. I wouldn't be making it for them if I didn't. Era, Suli, and Shadow. And I just want to say the biggest happy birthday to Era. I know you are tired of me saying this, but Era, you changed my life. And now that I've made you all sad, please get the hell off my boat.